Welcome creators. Today we're diving into top trending and open source GitHub projects this week. Part 1, where you'll discover powerful new tools to boost your dev toolkit. You'll learn practical uses of cutting-edge repos like DeepSeek-OCR for document processing and Better T-Stack for rapid TypeScript project setup. Let's get started and explore what you can build right now.
Welcome back to Manu AGI Tutorials. Here, we explore the exciting world of AI, latest AI tools for you, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest AI insights. So let's start today's video.
Project number 1, DeepSeek-OCR, Visual Token Compression, redefines document processing. Let's dive into the world of optical compression, where one image truly becomes worth thousands of words. DeepSeek-OCR is an open-source vision language model released under MIT license that transforms how AI handles documents by compressing text into visual tokens. Built on a two-component architecture featuring Deep Encoder and a DeepSeek MIO decoder, this system tackles a critical challenge in AI processing long documents without burning through computational resources. The magic happens through context optical compression, where pages rendered at high resolution get encoded into minimal vision tokens, a technique that achieves near-lossless compression at ratios up to 10 times. With resolutions ranging from tiny mode at just 64 vision tokens to dynamic Gundam mode, the model handles everything from clean reports to complex newspapers with surgical precision. Running on VLLM with CUDA support, it processes documents at roughly 2,500 tokens per second on a single GPU, outperforming models like MinerU that require over 6,000 tokens per page. Developers, researchers, and document processing teams gain accurate OCR that converts images to Markdown, parses figures, and handles multilingual layouts while keeping memory footprint low and inference costs manageable. Give it a try and see how quickly it becomes part of your workflow.
Before we jump into the next project, I have to introduce you to the tool that's about to change how we handle content recycling. Let's introduce APOB AI, the #1 platform right now for creating AI influencers and digital personas. APOB AI is primarily an incredible tool for creating photorealistic AI avatars, your own digital presenter. But today, we're focusing on their newest, most powerful feature, Revideo. Revideo allows you to transform old static videos, or even old video concepts, into brand new, highly engaging, and immediately monetizable video content in just a few clicks. First, you just hit Create for free. A quick sign up with your Google or email account, and you are ready to use the platform. It's that simple. If you want to create your base AI influencer, you click Create Portrait Model. You can upload your own image to create a digital double, or let the AI generate a new one. I'm uploading my model image here, filling in the details like a name. Let's call her Aura, and a short description. Click Create Your Model, and in literally just a few seconds, your model is ready for creating content. But we want to use Revideo feature. So I'll go to Revideo and select the option to upload your new video. You can also select any previously created content. This is the video we want to transform. Next, we need a reference image. I'm uploading the profile image of the AI influencer we just created, Aura. This tells Revideo to use her look and style in the new output. After everything is set, we've got the source video and the AI reference. We just click the big Generate button to generate your new monetizable video. And bam, it's done. Let's see some of the incredible results created using this Revideo feature. So, if you're new to APOB AI and want to stop wasting time on old content, you can try it completely free. Use the link in the description below to sign up and get those initial free credits. Go check out the Revideo feature and start turning your old videos into new revenue streams today. All right, let's get back to the project update.
Project number 2, Spatial Reasoning, zero-shot object detection through grid-based intelligence. Imagine exploring a tool that turns reasoning models into precise object detectors without needing traditional training. Spatial Reasoning is an open-source Python package released under MIT license that transforms how AI systems locate objects by combining advanced reasoning models with grid-based spatial logic. The project answers a fascinating question. Can reasoning systems like OpenAI's models and Google's Gemini perform complex object detection through pure spatial awareness? At its core, the advanced reasoning model divides images into grid cells, enabling the system to pinpoint objects with surgical accuracy through tool-use reasoning rather than traditional computer vision approaches. Built for researchers, developers, and computer vision professionals, the package offers 4 detection modes, including an advanced reasoning model that outperforms vanilla approaches, a vision model powered by grounding Dino and SAM, and Gemini integration for fine-tuned detection. The workflow is remarkably simple. One function call takes an image path and object description, returning bounding boxes and visualized results ready to save. Installation happens through pip or from source, with optional flash attention support for transformer performance gains, and the entire API works via command line for quick testing or programmatically through Python, with environment variables for API keys. Explore it once and feel how smooth your daily tasks become. Project number 3, Reader 3, Chapter by Chapter. Reading meets AI conversation. Here's something that feels like the future of literary engagement designed by Andrei Karpathy himself. Reader 3 is a lightweight, self-hosted EPUB reader released under MIT license that transforms how people interact with books by presenting them one chapter at a time, perfectly formatted for copying into your favorite language model. Built primarily through vibe coding with AI assistance, this minimalist Python tool addresses a simple yet powerful need, making it effortless to discuss literature with ChatGPT, Claude, or any LLM without wrestling with file formats or awkward text extraction. The entire workflow runs locally through Fast API with BusPowK handling EPUB parsing, requiring just 2 commands via the UV package manager to get started. Download any EPUB from sources like Project Gutenberg, run the parser to create a book directory, then launch the server to access your library at localhost. Each book gets stored as a pickled object with cached chapter loading for instant navigation, and the interface displays clean chapter text with previous and next buttons for seamless progression through your reading. Designed for readers, students, and anyone curious about augmenting their literary experience with AI analysis, summarization, or discussion, the tool prioritizes simplicity and portability over features. Try it today and watch your productivity shift instantly. Project number 4, WSABuilds. Android apps running native on Windows. Let's dive into the world of cross-platform emulation, where Android meets Windows without compromise. WSABuilds is an open-source project released under AGPL license that brings the full Google Play Store experience to Windows computers by providing pre-built Windows subsystem for Android packages with Magisk root access and kernel SU support built directly in. Created by Mustard Chef, this community-driven initiative addresses Microsoft's official WSA limitation of only supporting Amazon App Store by integrating Mind the Gig apps or Google Play services, transforming any compatible Windows machine into a dual-platform powerhouse. The installation process is remarkably straightforward. Download a 7-zip archive for your system architecture, extract to a permanent location like Documents, run the batch script, and within minutes, Android apps launch as native Windows applications with full window management and keyboard support. Built for developers, mobile gamers, and power users who need Android app access on desktop hardware, the project supports both Windows 11 and Windows 10 with various configurations, including LTS builds that receive ongoing updates for Magisk, kernel SU, and Google Apps, even after Microsoft discontinued official WSA support. Running on NTFS partitions with hardware requirements spanning from modest 8 GB RAM to recommended 16 GB, the system leverages Hyper-V virtualization and works across Intel, AMD, and ARM processors with extensive app compatibility documented for hundreds of applications and games. Give it a try and see how quickly it becomes part of your workflow. Project number 5, PlayCanvas Engine. Browser-native game development without compromise. Here's something that feels like the future of interactive web experiences, built for speed and accessibility. PlayCanvas Engine is an open-source game engine released under MIT license that transforms how developers create immersive content by running sophisticated games and interactive applications directly in any modern browser through WebGL, WebGPU, WebXR, and GLTF technologies. Trusted by industry giants like Disney, King, BMW, Samsung, and Mozilla, this JavaScript-powered runtime delivers a complete feature set, including advanced graphics with physically based rendering, state-based animation systems, full physics integration via AMO.js, positional audio through Web Audio API, and native support for mouse, keyboard, touch, gamepad, and VR controllers. The development workflow is remarkably approachable. Install Node.js, import the PlayCanvas module, and within 15 lines of code, you can render a spinning cube with camera and lighting, all running at full resolution with automatic canvas resizing. Recent updates showcase cutting-edge innovation with Web GPU compute shader support, three-dimensional Gaussian splatting capabilities, with LOD streaming and shader customization, Chronos PBR neutral tone mapping for e-commerce visualization, and optimizations that dramatically improve rendering performance through techniques like non-blocking transfer uploads and clustered lighting fixes. Built for game developers, creative agencies, visualization professionals, and anyone seeking performant browser-based graphics without plugin dependencies, the engine ships with asynchronous asset streaming built on Draco and Basis compression, alongside a companion browser-based visual editor for team collaboration. Explore it once and feel how smooth your daily tasks become. Project number 6, OpenCloud, a lightweight self-hosted cloud platform. Let's dive into the world of OpenCloud, an open-source server designed for self-hosted file sharing and collaboration that gives you full control of your data. Built in Go and released under the Apache 2.0 license, this backend powers the core services and stores all data in the file stib, rather than relying on a database, keeping setup simple and efficient. It supports OpenID Connect authentication, including integration with systems like Keycloak or the embedded LibreGraph Connect provider, enabling secure sign-ons with your existing identity ecosystem. You build it locally with make generate, then make -c OpenCloud build, and start with OpenCloud/bin OpenCloud init and OpenCloud/bin OpenCloud server, which means you can have it up and running for testing in minimal time. Because the architecture is microservices-based and efficient enough to run on a Raspberry Pi, yet scalable to data center usage, it offers a great mix of minimal resource cost and production readiness. Designed for developers, self-hosters, small teams, and privacy-conscious organizations, it delivers portability, control, and cost efficiency in one tidy package. Give it a try and see how quickly it becomes part of your workflow. Project number 7, Discordo terminal-based Discord client for power users. Imagine jumping into your favorite chat service without leaving your terminal window. That's what Discordo delivers. This open-source project provides a lightweight, secure, and feature-rich TUI terminal user interface client for Discord, built with Go and released under the GPL 3.0 license. It supports cross-platform builds for Windows, macOS, and Linux, with pre-built binaries and package manager availability. Key features include mouse and clipboard support, attachment handling, desktop notifications, and secure token storage in the OS keyring, so you get the familiar chat experience but within your shell, retaining speed, minimal overhead, and full control. Developers, sysadmins, and tech-savvy chat users benefit from this tool. No GUI memory bloat, fast startup, customizable configuration via config file or flags, and integration into existing workflows. There are open issues regarding building on some platforms and 2FA handling. Try it today and watch how your messaging workflow feels part of your terminal. Project number 8, Rebrowse app. Turn recorded browsing into reusable workflow. Here's something that feels like the future. Imagine recording your browser session once, and then having that turn into an executable, automated workflow you can run again with a single click. That's exactly what Rebrowse app open source delivers. Designed for developers, testers, and automation-first teams who want speed, precision, and less repetitive work. It uses TypeScript and Python, backed by tools like Playwright and the Browser Automation and Browser Use Protocol. The repo shows a full stack, a web UI in the UI/folder, a backend API in API/, and a Chrome extension under extensions that actually records your browsing. Key highlights. The project claims 20 GRAC speed and 95% accuracy, thanks to deterministic replays of browser actions. You clone the repo, set your OpenAI key and Supabase or self-host N variables, then run the Docker setup to start front-end and back-end locally, so it's accessible and self-hostable. For engineers and researchers creating QA pipelines, demo flows, or repeatable web journeys, this tool delivers strong control, clear visibility, and fast iteration. Give it a try and watch how your productivity shift instantly. Project number 9, Better T-Stack. A modern CLI to scaffold type-safe TS projects. Imagine starting a new app and instead of wrestling with config files, stack choices and wiring everything yourself, you simply run a CLI and get a ready-made best practice TypeScript project built for you. That's exactly what Create Better T-Stack offers. It's a free open-source CLI tool that scaffolds end-to-end type-safe TypeScript projects with customizable options. According to the repo, you pick your front-end framework, React, Svelte, Solid, React Native, or none, and your back-end Express, Fastify, Hono, Elysia, or none. Choose your runtime, Node.js, Bun, Cloudflare Workers. Select your database, Skylight, Postgres, MongoDB, None, and ORM, Drizzle, Prisma, Mongoose, and optional author CLI add-ons. The project emphasizes minimal templates, no bloat, latest dependencies, and full customization. It's built with TypeScript, uses a monorepo layout, apps/CLI and apps/web, and offers a visual stack builder in its docs. Developers, startups, and technical creators benefit from it by getting a clean scaffold, type safety everywhere, and faster time to prototype with full control of their stack. Try it today and see how your productivity shifts instantly. Project number 10, Supercookie, persistent browser fingerprinting via favicons. Here's something that feels like the future and a little unsettling. The open source project Supercookie by Jonas Strela shows how ordinary browser favicons, that tiny icon you see next to a site's name, can be exploited to assign a unique identifier to a visitor and persist that identifier even when users clear cookies, switch to incognito mode, or use VPNs. The tool is built for educational and demonstration purposes and uses a server combined with favicon cache detection to reconstruct whether certain favicon resources are already cached and thereby differentiate browsers. The key takeaway is that some browsers' favicon caching logic leaves traces that trackers can use, effectively giving them a supercookie that's harder to delete than a normal cookie. The project is relevant for developers, security researchers, privacy advocates, and anyone concerned about web tracking, as it highlights a stealthy tracking vector and invites browser vendors and users to rethink defensive measures. Try exploring the demo, and you'll see how quickly what seemed like a harmless icon becomes a persistent tag in your browsing history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this roundup, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment your favorite repo from this list, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next drop. Don't forget to star the repos and try their demos linked in the description. And if you have suggestions for part 2, drop them in the comments. I'll be reading them.